You know, I got quite a few reasons why I think a lot of people would consider me to be a fake martial artist or a fraud. And you know what? I really don't care. I really don't. I don't care. But I do want to address and acknowledge it because I don't want anybody to try to think that I'm trying to like hide or get over on something. Because my basic statement is this, that there has to be a point of origin at some point, and not everybody is going to go about things the way that you did. And you're going to see what I'm talking about when I go further and further into this rant that like 5 people listen to. But anyway, well, first of all, there are going to be people that are going to think that I'm a fake martial artist because I'm not doing it full time. Never mind the fact that people like Genji Funakoshi did not practice martial arts full time. He had a job. It's like I got a job. And he had to get it in where he could fit it in. It's like I got to get it in where I can fit it in. So, you know, and he gets to be considered a martial arts pioneer. But I guess I don't because, you know, I'm not Genji Funakoshi. But I don't really care. But that's one reason. It's because I'm not doing it full time. Now, of course, I would assume that somebody who does something full time is better than somebody who does it part time. Because all things being equal, a full-time person has more hours at the craft than a part-time person. So that means that if whoever has more hours at the craft, whatever it is better at it. Because they have more time to refine what they're doing. But you know, that's not always true. Which is why, you know, the bottom line is, you know, I've said offline, I have not really noticed any difference in quality between storefront people and rec center people, or people that I know were full-time and people that I know are part-time. It's just been who's better at it for whatever reason. Age has had nothing to do with it, really. I can't necessarily find a positive correlation between age and time in martial arts because I found a lot of people that are older that are doing it. Some of them started later in life. And then you meet this person and say, wow, this guy is a genius. He's so young to be so good. He's a martial arts genius. And then you find out he or she's been doing this stuff since they could walk. So they really have the same time in as a person that's middle-aged already. So that's no barometer. It just depends upon the individual. And sometimes, no matter how good they are, you just don't gel with them, so they're not for you anymore. So, another reason is I'm not studying a Japanese or a Chinese style as my main thing. Yeah, I know the judo is Japanese, but, you know, the main thing I claim is Taekwondo. And I've never been, I have to take that back. My black belt ranks for Taekwondo were not done by anybody from Korea. But technically, when I was in Taekwondo, which is considered part of Taekwondo, some of those were done by Korean people at the lower level, so yeah. But you know, my Shodan, I don't have a letter or certificate from the Kuki Kwan, or, you know, don't have rank for somebody over in Japan, so therefore it just can't be good, right? Please. I've seen people train overseas, right? Americans train overseas, have all the patches and the certificates and the pretty letters and stuff. I remember one dude too, he trained in the military. Dude was right out of something from a Black Belt magazine article, right? Trained overseas in the military. And he moved like he'd only been training for a year and a half. And he was a black belt. He was supposed to be teaching me something. The skill gap was so bad, he ordered me to teach him. He ordered me to teach the group. And the head instructor came over and was like, I told you to let him teach because he's a black belt. I know I've been letting you teach this group at brown belt, but you let him teach. I said, he told me to teach. He ordered me to take over the instruction because he felt like I was better. And we all just laughed. And he said, boy, I got my black belt, kind of quick. I did it every day. So this is why there's something to be said for taking your time sometimes with the martial arts. You may not want to drag it out forever, but who cares if you do? But see, sometimes it's like planting a garden. You have to let information sometimes plant, take root, and marinate. You can't necessarily rush it over time. Because if you do, even though you may have the same amount of classroom time, it's that time outside of class where a lot of real learning takes place, where you're by yourself, you're alone in your backyard or the corner of the basement, and you're trying this thing, and again, you can't get it. And then bang, you see what Saboom is saying, and it clicks. You may not have enough time for that if you're rushed through a program to get the show done. So back to the topic. Yet another reason. I know the main reason why somebody may think that, I'm a fraud or phony, whatever, is because I'm declaring my own system now. And I got a 4th degree in that. Never mind the fact that I asked 3 other people to grade me. I had to write the test myself, just like I would have if I went to one of those independent ranking organizations. I started looking at that. I was like, well, if I do this in an independent rank organization, I still have to write the test. I still have to write the test. I still have to go through the moves to do a presentation. So what is the difference? So I asked one of my peers, and my son and my daughter, all 3 of whom are black belts. I use this rule that I got from one of my mentors. I never thought I'd have to use it either. He said, if push comes to shove, because, people die or whatever, if you just need to bump somebody up to a higher rank of black belt, try to get enough black belts in a room where the number of their Dan ranks adds up to the rank that you're judging a person for. And then everybody evaluate and test that person, and they discuss it. He told me that years ago. Never thought I'd have to use it, but now I do. I mean, for example, if you got 10 black belts all together and they need to grade somebody for 10th degree, what are they supposed to do? Like, nobody can progress anymore and get better even though they're constantly practicing and teaching, right? So nobody's going to improve because the 10th degree that may have been over them is no longer with them. Could have died, or they could have moved or gotten a job or something like that. They're not there anymore. So that means that nobody else is ever going to get better again. That's ridiculous. So you would have those 10 people, if they needed to grade somebody for like a 10th degree, they all get together, 10 different people, and grade that person. If they all agree that that person is up to that standard of what they all think a 10th degree is, then that person would get a 10th degree rank. Now that's an extreme example that probably is never going to happen. But then again, you never know. See, it's not like, now where I would think I would definitely was faking the funk here is if I was claiming to have gotten rank for somebody that never ranked me in nothing. I don't do that. Somebody gave me the 3rd degree from an international independent martial arts organization. So that's why I have that up. I got the 2nd degree from a guy that's local to me. That's why I have that up. I got the 1st degree from a guy that was here. That's why I have that up. Got my 1st degree from Maryland Judo Association in judo. That's why I have that up. 4th degree in my own system. And it's not even like I'm trying to say that I'm like a grandmaster or something like that, because I think that's ridiculous. Even though, now, I used to train under a guy who had his own system at 3rd degree. He had his own system. He was a 3rd degree black belt in that. But he managed to somehow get it recognized in Korea. I don't know how he did it. I'm not going to go through that and try to figure out how. Because at this point, I really don't care. I mean, the cat is so much out of the martial arts bag. I think I said in another video, You don't really need to go to Asia anymore to get ranked, to really get to a high level. You may have to go outside of like your state or something like that to meet more experienced people, but that's about it. And there's an organization, I'm not going to name drop, that's near me. I think they've got a couple of 10th degrees. So why couldn't somebody go to them? Join that organization if they wanted to. But see, I am truly independent. I was kicked out of the nest at one point by my main Taekwondo teacher. He told me, go form your own club. It's time for you to learn that way. You know, you don't need me anymore. You can figure it out for yourself. So it's not like I woke up one morning after watching a Kung Fu movie marathon and, you know, looking at a couple of Olympic Taekwondo sparring matches and said, I know everything. No, I know I don't know everything. And when I looked up what it really means just to be like, just at fourth and stuff, I'm at that level. And I wrote up a test. And I went through it and I passed it. I took the test for third and I asked, would you guys consider bumping me to fourth? I had to leave the room and they thought about it. And like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And it was still enough degrees in the room to equal a fourth. So, you know, I passed it. You know, what are you going to do? Let's see. Another reason why somebody would say that I'm a fake martial artist is because I don't have a lot of trophies. I don't have a long list of competition trophies. Now, I can say I've never done full contact competitions. I have not. But I have done full contact sparring. And I actually have been in real fights. And I actually was in the military at one point. And I'm fortunate enough to have never actually seen combat in the military. I've come to find out that some of the stuff I experienced as a civilian, you know, when somebody's trying to hit you in the head with a baseball bat or something, that's combat. So, and when you're trying to avoid being mugged. But you know, because I'm not in a cage, I've never been in a cage match. And now I'm sure, well, my primary doctor has told me I'm not signing off for you to fight in that cage. And if you ever ask me that, you're crazy. And he went into this whole tirade about how I'm being ridiculous and I would just be torturing my wife by doing it. Even if I could technically be healthy enough, he still would think that I was an idiot for doing so. So, because I asked him about it. So I haven't been in the cage. So basically what it all comes down to is this. People are going to consider me to be a fake martial artist because I did not come up the way that they came up. In addition to the fact that I'm not built like a bodybuilder. And I don't really have the ego that a lot of people think comes with being really, really, really good. One reason why I don't have that ego is because I know I'm not really, really, really good. I know that. I never claimed to be. I just claim to be what I am. And no more, no less. And that's it. Do I think I can make a lot of people better than what they are? Yeah. And especially if you don't know anything, I know I can help you. So I just claim to be an instructor. That's it. That's what I claim to be. I know I can make people better because I have made people better. I have helped people learn and helped them defend themselves. And I'm doing it now. You know, I don't have an net. But, you know, I still do what I can and learn. As soon as my time frees up, guess who's taking more classes? Me. I go to seminars when I can. Guess who's going to go for more rank in other, you know, styles or whatever? As soon as I can, me. Guess who's never going to stop learning? As soon as I can, me. See, I don't think just because I've arrived at having my own system and being on my own. And it's been time for me to, go at it as the head of a club or whatever. And, I don't think that means that I know everything. I know that I don't know everything. I know I'm never going to know everything. So, and I'm okay with that. But the main reason why I wanted to get to at least fourth degree is because I wanted there to be in my area a way for people to at least get that high and to not have to cost them an arm or a leg. Now, once I manage to find a way to get to higher rank, I don't know how I'm going to do it at this point. I've been thinking I may not award rank past fourth just for one reason. Because I want people to be able to go out there into the wider world of martial artists and martial arts and learn from them. I've been meeting quite a few knowledgeable people, and I'd love to turn my students onto that, even after they get to a black belt. A lot of people get to black belt anyway and want to cross-train and do this, do that, that, or this. But, if somebody is really, really super loyal to me, I don't want to hold them back. It's like one of my cousins said, I'm not going to name drop, but he's a lot higher ranked than me. He's in one of the local orgs. And I like what he said because I agree with it. He's like, I don't think somebody should be brainwashed by the same person for their whole career. Meaning I don't think everybody should just have the same teacher for their entire martial arts life. And, I agree with him. Ideally, if it were up to me, if I could get networked in with a bunch of other people and we could all train each other's students after a while, I'd be like, you come to me for 1 degree and then you go to that other person for your next degree. Then you go over there for that next degree. Then you might want to come back for me for your next degree. If not, whatever. Every degree black belt you get should be under somebody else in an ideal situation. But see, then again, at the same time, there's one thing I know happens. I know that I should try to get as high rank as I can because, sometimes people move, people get in bad health. None of us really know how long we're going to be here on this earth. That's why I didn't really pressure. I should say I encouraged someone I know when he's like, they're going to make me a 7th degree. I was like, I don't know if I'm really ready for that. I said, yeah. And I'm so young. Yeah, you should get it. If they're going to give it to you, and they weren't giving it to him, I mean, he's awesome. If they're wanting it to you, oh, you're young, take it. Because we need a 7th degree down there in your region where you are. Because nobody's going to live forever. You know how I lost the first place I could have gotten a black belt at? I think there's been enough time passed for me to say this without anybody's feelings getting hurt. If I offend anybody, I'm sorry. But he went to jail. I came back from college on a college break and things were going to be set up so I had the transportation and the money to see him. Had a little bit of a car going and, part-time income. And I could have trained with him what I wanted. Well, let me take that back. Before I got out of high school, that's what happened to him. He went to jail. Yeah, I'm doing a video. He went to jail. And then when he came out, when I found him again, he had been to jail. And he just wasn't the same. He was not the same anymore. His teaching and everything, he wasn't the same. It was like that guy I knew, he wasn't the same anymore. We weren't vibing anymore in terms of the same, the same wavelength. And I still respect him, though. I still respect him as my teacher to this day. But the opportunity for me to train on him just wasn't there no more. And that can happen. Things change. I've lost out on teachers because, I had to move because of my jobs, because of my personal situations. Finances really put a dent in me trying to get a judo black belt. Oh my gosh. Oh, That stuff is expensive. And then, when it's like, yeah, it's time for me to pay for this promotion. The kids need shoes. The kids need, the electric bill, the air conditioner broke, blah, your insurance. What am I going to do? That's just how it happens. There are windows of opportunity, and then sometimes they close. But sometimes they open back up again. So anyway, that's my long and very long video on why some people are going to think that I'm a fake. Well, I'm a fake martial artist in some people's eyes. And I said all that to say this. People are going to think that you fake because you don't do things the way they think they should be done. Like there's not more than one way to accomplish the task of becoming a martial artist or anything in life. Peace. Gotta turn it off. Here we go.